Excel files or CSV. So you click in the file menu right here. Let's do that again. File, import data, click. That opens up. So let's say I want this, okay? So you see all the importable types, the list of them. Okay, just do open. Now, this will pop up. Now look at where the output SAS data set is going. It's going to library work. What did I say before about work represented?
Temporary.
That's right. So if you, you got to be aware of what you're doing. You set it there, and then you do all this work. You're going to have to rerun everything. Okay.
What was your file name?
Sorry. Oh, it was employee info Excel file.
Find it?
Yeah.
I don't have it.
No.
Yeah, because I grabbed some other files that are probably not in there. Can you guys if you go into import data again?
We have some other Excel files.
Okay, grab it. Sure, just grab whatever. It doesn't matter. This is just for the sake of trying it out. We're not going to do anything serious with it.
Import data.
So yeah, you can select the file. And just do open. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll just yeah. But at this point,
So I'll assign the library name. I'll remove work.
or you can. There should be a sales one in there.
Yeah.
So just click that one. Okay. And I'll grab that and open that. Import data. Now this is not going through your library. You have to actually look for it on your computer. Okay. Because SAS libraries don't add Excel files. You can only add, your the SAS dataset files. Okay. I could even pick a CSV. CSV means comma separated value. So the delimiter between each observation is a comma. But anyway, just grab sales, open it. Okay, now, so if you want to save it onto the library that you created earlier, just click Browse. Over here, go to Libraries. Okay, and whatever I pick, tutorial. And I save it. And go next. Now, Excel files have a worksheet, so let's say you want to focus on one particular worksheet, you can just click on one. If you want to get both of them, then you would have to re-import it again, because each SAS dataset file is just one dataset. It doesn't merge two, or it doesn't have two on the same page like, let's say, Excel, right? Now, also key thing is, let's say your variables are the first range, so the first row of your data sets, then you can just click first row of range contains field names. If it's not, you would uncheck it, and then you would have to define each variable yourself. Okay, so whatever. Let's pick Australia. First row of range contains field names. Right. So then we go next, and it automatically detects whether it's a character variable or if it's a numerical variable. Right. Now, again, employee ID. It says number, right? So. It's actually normally sometimes there's an ID thing anyway, whatever. At this point, it doesn't matter. Just be aware that you can't use it as a number.
Sure.
Now, all this source format is a SAS language, so it's basically how this is what it's pulling from it. So it looks like it's a 6-digit or 8, well, it's not 8, but it gives 6 spaces for the ID. Character, this $sign means you're referring to a character variable, and 10 spots for character, whatever. But you honestly don't need this. We'll just go next. Oh yeah, before you do anything, actually go back, click rename columns to comply with SAS naming convention. This is pretty important because sometimes SAS doesn't understand, let's say like if you have a word with a space, it's not going to understand that. It's going to maybe take it as two different things. So in this way, when you rename all the columns to comply with SAS naming convention, and you later on, let's say if you're doing some code or whatnot, you'll be able to refer those variables correctly. So it's always a good thing to check out. You check on. So next, fine, finish. Okay. So bam, I got everything imported. Good job, us. Now you see here the file that you imported over here. This is the importer. So this is sort of like just like a process of things that you can do with your data. If you want to do more query building or do some tests on it. It just kind of makes a little tree based on this data. And let's say I have a bunch of other data and I want to put it together, I can also do that as well. So now that I have this, if I go to like where I imported it from, and I put it in my library. So now that if I go, let's say I go to tutorial, and just refresh it. You see, I have a sales data set. Okay, so this is it's now been converted from an Excel spreadsheet to a SAS data set, which means you can now interact with the program. Okay, that's simple enough. Okay, so well, honestly, I wanted to do with the employee stuff. So for this part, if you don't have the file, just follow what I do. Okay. Also, notice that there's a little shortcut thing. So when you're deleting things off this, it's not going to delete your file wherever it is. So anyway, just so you don't freak out. So I'm going to import. Go back to where I had my thing. But actually we have all these. So anyway, what I want you guys to do now is just from you guys all have employee donations info and organization, right?
No.
It was in the course data, I think. You might have had it earlier. Here. Okay, well you have donations and organization. Okay. So I want you guys to pull donation. So that's that. Employee organization. That's that. Yes, they're both here. Now, what I'm going to do is I click on tasks, data, and query builder. Okay. So suppose I want to merge these two data sets. So let's say one's talking about employee, like in this case, right? We deal with organization and employee donations, and we just want to have a big data set for everything together. Okay. So when you click on query building, there's a couple of things you can do. You can filter and sort data like you did before. But when you do this, it's going to actually create a data set in which you're going to refer to later. Like it's going to create a SAS data set, a permanent one or temporary. And then when you want to do some tests on it, they'll be referred to those, columns that were not filtered, whatever, or in the sorted, like in a sorted fashion, or whatever. Okay. But let's say we want to do query building. So let's say I want to add another table. So I have employee organization. Let me open. Okay. So I add these two tables. They're like both here. See. Now let's say I want to join the tables. Okay. So you can create, this is a Venn diagram. So I'm sure you guys have heard this before. You double click on it, and then you can pick whatever. So it automatically detects the variable that's similar. If you have more than one, then you would have to, pick that as well. So what it essentially will do, it'll vary based on these employee things. Okay, so let's say I want all rows from the left table given a condition. You can also this is also like filter on the joint clause, but how about we just do full outer join, okay? So you do okay. So they're gonna merge up together fully. It flows. Oh, there. So then I drag them into here, and then I run it. Now, as you can see, like, that's what, I mean, a lot of these employees don't have any quarter sales, right? And these are missing employee numbers. So that's where that Venn diagram becomes useful. You can filter out whether or not you want, no missing quartiles or whatever. You can always sort that after. You can merge it, then do it again, run with the filter after. You know what I mean? You have all this stuff over here as well. You can do it and analyze. You have your ANOVA, regression, multivariate. You have your graphs. I'll go into some detail in a moment, but for now, if I go back to the process row, it created a new data set. So there actually is now a new data set called query for employee donations. Okay, I mean you can. Okay, this is a shortcut. So it's referring to a file that it created, which would be again in the tutorial. So if I go back here, refresh, open it up, tutorial. Actually, I put it in the work. Yeah, see, so it went into my temporary folder. So this is the thing I just made. Okay, the query I built. Okay, any questions? Yeah.
Can you drag something from your temporary folder to your permanent folder?
I don't think so.
So how would you?
You can't.
If
You have
made
to
a mistake,
specify.
can you go back on your steps?
Well, let's say go back here. Sorry. Click here. And modify the task. Okay. Now see the output name. You can change it, and then you can just put it in your tutorial. Okay. Save it again. So the query name just calls it query builder. So it's just gonna put that in front of whatever the dominant data set was, the first one that you created, right? And the output name, you'll see that's tutorial. So that's the library, query for employee, donations. Okay. So yeah, if you want this is now going to be a permanent data set. Over there, it's just temporary. Okay. If I just run it again, I go here, refresh, what's up? There it is. See? Cool. Any other questions? Yeah.
Do you mind just doing the joining again?
Sure. Yeah. So let me just go back to the modified task. So, well, I created. Do you know how to? Open that query builder.
Yeah, that I got.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, what you do is we only had one folder, one data set, right? We added another table. So you just pick whatever data set you want that you want to merge, okay? And then you just drag them into here, okay? Once it's here, you can also filter the data, you can sort, just like we were doing earlier. And then you click join tables, okay? So you see the list of the variables on either side. Then you double click here, and then you can pick the join prompt, okay? Does that make sense? So you also be like, let's say, I have some other values, and I want to do like greater than. So I want to join all the variables that, let's say, this is greater than that one. or equal, or less than or equal, or something like that, you know? So, I mean, equal is what we're gonna deal with now, but you can make it your own, and, you know, whatever you're looking for, you can specify, okay? So once that's done, you close it, you drag these into here, and then you just run, okay?
You drive what where?
You drag this here.
Again?
Well, this has to show up here. So I don't have to do it again because this is going to be 2 times, pointless. And you can also delete where there's 1, 2. Doesn't delete it permanently, just does it for whatever data set you're trying to go away with. Okay? Then you click run. You do that again, and bam, you got it again. Cool. Yeah.
I haven't seen the icons when I joined the table, but I know I see that the games if you know the keys. I haven't looked at this here.
Well, you didn't finish this. Drag the top of that.
So
Just drag
this
it
one.
Do it again. And then run it. Cool, you understand this? That's just 3 properties, right? Now you just want it.
Query Builder. So you go to like this one, Query Builder. Yeah, whichever one. You can open it up and you can add a table. So you have employee donation. You can add a table, which will be employee organization.
Oh, we have that, this one?
Just adding another table.
Okay.
Okay, you can click on it, it's going to open. You have both together.
Yeah.
Close it real quick.
So now you're going to click, you can shift,
Sometimes it remembers like
click all of
some other
this.
thing you did before, and then
and you can drag over here. Yeah, like shift, you can go first one, last one.
Okay.
And then again, you can take these 4.
Take the other.
Exactly. And then take these 4 and you can bring it over.
Okay.
which is fine. I mean, let's say you wanted to do it in steps, so.
And then what you can do is you can click run and you'll see it.
But I mean.
When you go to the process flow, it will have created Query Builder.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you did the same one, yeah. So obviously, you just come up with another one or link it. It's cool though, because you have these little arrows that show you like what you're working with, right? What you're putting together, what data sets sorting through where. Yeah, that's good, yeah. Any questions on that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the 1 hour thing that the co-op put on.
It's on the supply chain, I think.